This is Wendy Servey. I'm from the Los Alamos Fire Department. I'm the Deputy Fire Chief. And thank you for inviting me to the Toppers game today. Now we have a recruit, Academy 31 going on. They're in their recruitment period. They'll be done in May. And we're also recruiting for another academy right after that. If you enjoy fitness, if you enjoy teamwork, you work well with others, you have a dedication to your sport, then you're probably going to have a dedication to the team. And that's what we're looking for, because firefighting is a team sport. A lot of times we have to collaborate with a lot of agencies in the area, as far as the community, the police department, the hospital. So you have to have good people skills, and I know that Toppers have good people skills. We're also looking for some people who have dedication to what's going on or the task at hand. Firefighting is a team sport, so we would welcome anything that you can give to us, because we're looking for you, and go Toppers.
Hello, I'm Deputy Chief Oliver Morris of the Los Alamos Police Department, and I just want to take a few moments of your time to talk about some safety initiatives that we want to bring forth to the community as the 2022-2023 school year starts in Los Alamos. School is right around the corner, and we want to remind parents and students to make sure that you leave enough time to get to school on time, so we're not rushing. As you can see behind me, all school zones are 15 miles an hour when students are going to school, even if they're not present. So let's slow down and just make sure our students are safe. Secondly, I want to remind us that when the buses are stopped and their stop signs and lights are activated, we want traffic to stop in both directions to allow time for students to cross the street to keep them safe. The other thing I want to talk about is our school campuses. It's important to remember that during school, campuses are closed to the general public, as well as the playgrounds and facilities, while school is in session. This also includes Sullivan Field and the Sullivan Field parking lot. We want to make sure that school is meant for just school hours and school staff. Please check in with the staff regularly if you're going to be planning on visiting our campuses. We have a long history at Los Alamos to have amazing school resource officers. These officers are there to provide an atmosphere of safety and security for our students and faculty, but they're also there to foster positive relationships with students. So we use our school resource officers just to ensure that everything is safe in our schools. The other thing I'd like to direct our community to is on the losalamosschools.net website. If you click on the Safety and Wellness section, you will see that there's the See Something, Say Something app. This app is a great tool to report anything that has to do with safety, whether it's bullying or whether it's a suspicious person on campus or anything you think is safety related for our schools. Please use this app to report any suspicious behavior so that we can work in concert with the Los Alamos Public Schools to make sure everyone is safe. And that's the final message that I have for you today. And I just want to make sure that we have a safe and fun school year, and go Toppers.
Hi there, my name is Kristen O'Hara, and I'm the Director of Interpretation at Pajarito Environmental Education Center. We are the nonprofit that runs the Los Alamos Nature Center. Bears are active in Los Alamos during spring, summer, and fall. New Mexico Game and Fish recommend the following 6 bear-wise basics to keep you and our bears safe. Do not feed or approach bears. Whether it's unintentional or intentional, feeding black bear in our community is incentivizing them to come into our residential neighborhoods for food. And we do not want to do that. They are wild animals. They're equipped for finding food themselves. Our people food is not the best thing for them. As far as approaching bears in the wild, it is best to stay away from black bear. If a black bear hasn't seen you and you happen to see one across the street from you, take a moment to have that beautiful experience, but do not approach a black bear. Make sure to secure your garbage cans and recycling. Bears have a very keen sense of smell and can rip open garbage cans very easily, so having them secured with some sort of bungee cord or something to keep the lids down is the best way to keep our bears in our community safe. Remove bird feeders during prime active bear times. Black bears in Los Alamos are active anywhere between the very end of April, May to the middle of November. So during those times, anything we can do to keep our bears safe by not giving them food is better for bears and better for us. So at night, for instance, at the nature center, we take down the bird feeders that we have outside and put them back up in the morning. So that is something you can do. But if you do have a bear at your house that has eaten from your feeders, make sure to take your feeders down for a length of time around 2 weeks, so the bear does not acclimatize to coming to your house for food. Do not leave your pet food outside. If you happen to feed your animals outdoors, put your food bowls out there, make sure your animals have your fill, but make sure you bring them in after your animal is done eating. That'll, again, keep the bears safe. Clean and store your grills. That means cleaning your grills thoroughly, removing all fat and food that could have dropped in the base of the grill, and then storing it in an inaccessible place, so a place the bears cannot get to, like a garage or even inside your house, if that's a possibility. I know not everybody has a garage, but just keeping in mind a good place to store a grill that is away from that can be away from bears accessing it. And I guess our last bear safety tip is to tell your neighbors, communicate with your neighbors and your friends about bears that have been spotted in the area, or these safety tips that you've learned here today. The more knowledge we can give to our neighbors and our friends, the better, and it will keep our bear neighbors and our human neighbors as safe as possible. Good luck, toppers, on your season.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to University Arena, all AKA, as they say, the Pit. And tonight, this morning, it will be a quarterfinal matchup between the Los Alamos High School Hilltopper girls and the St. Pius Lady Sartans. And of course, this rivalry goes way back. And this is Gene Mortensen, my good buddy Mike Mays. And we are here at the Pit to bring you this ball game. These two teams have met once before during the season. They had a pretty close ball game, and the Hilltoppers dropping that one by 5, 38-33 to the Sartans. But it was a good game. It was a close game all the way, and Los Alamos unfortunately had a really bad fourth quarter, and that, of course, that made the difference in that ball game. So, but you never know here. You know, the one thing about it is that this is the first time the girls have played in the Pit. Of course, the first time for St. Pius too. But you come here and all this atmosphere and everything, and the Pit, the Pit in Albuquerque, and so. And you have to get used to a lot of things. A different venue, different basket, different the way everything is set up. So it just depends on how the girls adjust to all that, Mike.
Yeah, it really does. And the one thing you really have to, the shooters at least have to make an adjustment to. There are fans behind the basket. They can sit behind the basket here, obviously. And so that is not something you see in high school basketball throughout the season whatsoever. So that's a visual distraction Los Alamos is going to, and St. Pius are going to have to deal with. So as we've seen, we've been here for years and years and years, and I could say almost without fail, the first 6-7 minutes of every game, the shooting's not very good.
No, it usually isn't.
So we'll see. We'll see if that plays a factor. There is not a big crowd. We were expecting a little bit bigger crowd than we've got tonight, but or this afternoon rather. The task at hand, though, the sixth-seeded Hilltoppers taking on the third-seeded St. Pius X Sartans, as Gene said. This will be their second meeting this season, and the Sartans knocked off Los Alamos in their first meeting, 38-33. Very, very slow fourth quarter. That was a very competitive game up until that point. Los Alamos just went ice cold in the fourth quarter. But Los Alamos, their task at hand is to play like they played the first three quarters of the opening round against the Valley Vikings and keep that up for four quarters. The Toppers looked very, very good through three quarters. Fourth quarter, the Vikings rallied behind their guard, Ileana Aragon, and Aragon led the charge and actually got the Vikings to within striking distance with a couple of minutes left. I got a little hairier than I think the Toppers wanted it to, and Ray Romero wanted it to. Toppers led by 18 points at one point in that game. The Vikings actually got it down to 6. Los Alamos ended up winning 48-38. So we are getting ready here, and we'll see what transpires tonight. The Toppers all in green this afternoon. They're the lower seed, the higher seed, the St. Pius Sartans in their white and black. And looks like we are just about ready for the national. I think we're doing the national anthem. We'll see.
Yeah, they should be. They'll do the national anthem, and then we'll have the introduction of the team. And what they normally do here when they come to the pit is they introduce all the players, and then they start them off with here are the non-starters and then the starters. But anyway, they introduce all the players, and the first time they play, and now we have the national anthem. And as I was saying, what they normally do here at the pit is they'll introduce each player. And for the first game that they play here at the pit, they introduce each player. And we'll see if that's what they're going to do today. Because normally after that, if you play a second game, they only introduce the starters. So it looks like they're going to introduce everybody. That's what I expected. But we should have the same starting lineup we have had. And then we had the starting lineup for Pius in the first game, and we'll see if that adds up to what the same whether Bree Road, the head coach, is going to introduce and start the same people. By the way, St. Pius is 21-5 on the season, and they are 8-0 in districts, and so they were the district champion, of course. And the Hilltoppers, coached by Ray Romero. And they were 20-7, and they were also 8-0. And so both teams are the district champions. And so in a moment we'll have So right now, Mike, the last time they went with Reagan Morris. Well, let's see if they stick with the same thing. Their big girl Macy Freeze, a sophomore. We don't have any heights on any of these girls, but Macy Freeze, a very tall girl, but she was a complete non-factor in the game in Los Alamos. So let's see how this all shakes out here as they are finally introducing the St. Pius players right now, and so the winner of this ball game will play on Thursday, and that game I do believe also is scheduled at 11:30 on Tuesday. So if the Hilltoppers win and on Thursday, and so if they win today, then they play on Thursday and 11:30, and I can't remember who they play.
They would play very likely the Gallup Bengals.
Whoa.
That will be whoever wins this game. That will be an incredibly difficult test. We do have the starting lineups, Gene. For Los Alamos, they are going with their regular starting five. Sophia Trujillo, a 5'4" sophomore guard. Guard Abby Martinez is a 5'5" junior. Carly Hall, another guard, is a 5'4" senior. Center Tara McDonald is a 5'10" senior, and their leading scorer for Los Alamos, Gigi Romero, a 5'8" sophomore. For the Sartans, they will start. Looks like the same starters they had in Los Alamos. That was back in February the 16th, I believe. Regan Morris is a senior. Alyssa Mays is a junior. Marisol Valdez, a senior. Catalina Anaya is a sophomore, and a junior Desiree Ortiz. So we are.
Yeah, it's interesting, Mike, too, because in what they are. Now we're having What are we doing?
We're having a everybody be a good sport announcement.
From the girls, huh?
Yeah, because when you think great sportsmanship, you think St. Pius High School.
Well,
sorry, not 100% fair, but
what's interesting
not 100% inaccurate either.
What's interesting is that when they had an article in the paper about the Sartans, the girls they were really playing up was Marisol Valdez, a senior, and as one of their leading scorer and their leader. She only scored 5 points in Los Alamos, and all of those in the fourth quarter. So we're ready to go right now, and so the tip is knocked out of bounds, and so
that sure looked like it went off St. Pius.
Yeah, it really did. And so the tip was way down the floor toward the sideline, and it looks like Pius lost it out of bounds, but they give it to Pius, and so Pius starts things off, and so here we go, and it's going to be Alyssa Mays. And Mays, she runs into a triple team, and so we're going to have a personal foul right off the bat go to Abigail Martinez, so that's going to be Abby's first personal and the first team foul. And it'd be interesting to see how close they call this. Sometimes at the state tournament, it's a rugby match. They just beat each other up, and then so a little turnaround jumper taken this time by Alyssa Mays. That's off. Rebound comes down to Carly Holland. Holland will get it to Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo on the dribble, kicks it up over to Tara McDonald, comes to the left wing. Tara rolling off, and put it up with the left hand. Rebound, it is short, but right there is Gigi Romero to get the rebound for Los Alamos. And now we're going to have a held ball here as Alyssa Mays ties up Gigi Romero, and that alternating possession will go to Los Alamos. 1 minute gone, no score here in this quarterfinal matchup. And so Hilltoppers will inbound it, trying to get it in. They finally do, and maybe they don't. The ball, they tried to bounce it over to. They tried to bounce it over to Gigi Romero, but the pass was way wide. Gigi tried to keep him going out of bounds and could not, so they lose it out of bounds. So Pius will bring it up. Get it to Alyssa Mays, and Mays over into the left wing. We'll bring it to Marisol Valdez, and now they rotated to the right side. Catalina Anaya all over her. And now the Hilltoppers with a quick double team. And then she gets out of the double team. They're going to dump it off now to Desiree Ortiz. Starting to go with the three and goes with the three. And that time, and that was Reagan Morris. And it's an air ball. Goes away. She shot it from the left corner. Went way over the basket. And then when one of the Pius girls trying to pick it up, actually kicked the ball out of bounds. So the Hilltoppers working against a full court press right now. Carly Holland bringing it up. Well, Los Alamos immediately gets into a double team, gets out of it, gets it to something with Trujillo. Los Alamos has all kinds of numbers, and Tara McDonald backing in. And she levels Catalina Anaya, nothing called, but they had a 2-on-1 after that. Hilltoppers got out of that double team. So shot up. We're going to have a traveling violation, I do believe. Yeah. Oh, wait, they're going to call a foul on.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a traveling violation. That's on Valdez.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll turn things over to Los Alamos. Timeout on the floor. 5:59 remaining in the first quarter, Gene, and no score. And in fact, neither team's put up any particularly good shots so far. So 2 minutes gone and light offense so far.
Yeah, we had the situation where Carly was coming across the timeline. As soon as she stepped across the timeline, she was coming down the right sideline. She got into that crossing corner over at half court, and they immediately double teamed her, and then there was a battle for it. Carly was finally able to get it to Sophia, and then the Hilltoppers, of course, had numbers. They had 2 numbers down. They got it to Tara. She tried to put it up, and she was unsuccessful. So coming out of the timeout, the Hilltoppers get it out of Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo in the half-court circle on the dribble. We have a roll-off over to Gigi Romero, and Gigi scores. So a great pass that time from Sophia Trujillo down to Gigi, and so the Hilltoppers go up 2-0. They bring it over now to Alyssa Mays. Mays will bring it out on top. They'll rotate it to the right side. Reagan Morris trying to come down to the baseline. She got double teamed, tried to pass it. Hilltoppers knock it out of bounds. So the Pius will inbound it right in front of their own bench. And they bring it out on top to Alyssa Mays. Well, trying to back in, but boy, great defense that time by Carly Holland for Los Alamos to keep her from backing in. They're coming down the baseline. Shot goes up. There's a major battle for the rebound. They're going to call, let's see, I think they're going to call a held ball.
Yeah, I think that's what they did call, and possession will go to Los Alamos.
Yeah, 2 girls on the floor playing tug of war. Inbound pass is tipped by Pius and comes right to Marisol Valdez. Marisol will hand it over to Reagan Morris. So right now they're just kind of working around the 3-point line. Alyssa May starts to go in, gets it to Marisol Valdez in the corner. She penetrates, puts it up, and she's going to shoot. She's going to shoot 2. And that personal foul will go to, and that goes to Tara McDonald. That's her first. Carrie Holland. That's Carrie's first personal. Second team foul on Los Alamos, shooting foul. And at the free throw line, Marisol Valdez, the senior, she puts in the first, and she will shoot one more. So Marisol with 4:47 remaining here in the first quarter, and it's a 2-1 ball game. And so Reagan's second shot also good. All tied up now at 2-2.
We were here earlier for the game right before this. Carlsbad and La Cueva halftime score, Gene, 13-9.
Yeah,
so a little slow. La Cueva put things together in the fourth quarter and pulled away to win, but a little offensively a little pokey.
Yes, pretty much. So Carly Holland has the ball knocked away from her. And so right now, Pius being very, very aggressive. They're double teaming, and then they're and they're whacking at the ball, and so the Hilltoppers, they're putting a lot of pressure on the defense, putting a lot of pressure on Los Alamos.
And Carly really did not like that no call. She was a little steamed. They didn't call a foul on that.
Yes, she was. So right now the ball's on the floor again. There's all kinds of reaching in and grabbing, nothing called. They're going to rotate it over to the left side. Melissa Mays is going to come down the middle, and she levels. I didn't think they were going to call anything, and she ends up leveling Gigi Romero. And I didn't think at first they were going to call anything, but they do make the call, and that personal foul goes to Alyssa Mays. That's her first team foul. Full court press once again, and we're going to have a person on the press. We're going to have a personal foul go against Reagan Morris. That's her second team foul, and Pius is really playing a very aggressive, close defense. Whoever gets the ball, they're just all over them. So quickly down the floor come the Hilltoppers. Going to be Abby Martinez. She's going to take it all the way. So she got the inbound pass, and then she just took off and all the way down. So the personal foul is going to be charged. This one is going to go to Desiree Ortiz, and Pius called another timeout.
Wow, that's their second timeout here in just a little over 4 minutes in this ball game. That one's going to be a full timeout. They're down to 3 already.
Well, as you recall, when up in Los Alamos, Bree Road was calling timeouts like crazy. I don't know, she used up all her timeouts, but I do remember that she used 2 or maybe 3 in the first quarter. So she's not a big fan of keeping the timeout. So right now it's a 2-2 ball game. Marisol Valdez had put in 2 free throws for Los Alamos and Gigi Romero. Field goal for the Hilltoppers, and we have 3:55 gone, so over 4 minutes are gone. We have 1 field goal and 2 free throws so far in this ball game. The Hilltoppers will inbound it after the foul on Regan Morris, and so I see that. Yeah, no, that personal foul went to Desiree Ortiz. That's her first and third. So Abby Martinez at the free throw line for Los Alamos. She's going to shoot 2. This one is good. So Abby drops that one in. So Abby she'll have 1 more. Actually, now a 3-2 ball game. But so Abby ready and up and in. So 4-2 ball game. Quickly down the floor comes Alyssa Mays. No press by Los Alamos. They bring it over to Reagan Morris. Ball knocked away by Michelle Macias, who had checked in for Ray Romero. Reagan Morris wanted to shoot the 3. She shot a 3 before, which turned out to be an air ball. She gets it to Alyssa Mays. Mays tries to penetrate, cut off by Michelle. Macias doing a good job, and now pass down in the corner, trying to get it to Reagan Morris, and they just flat overthrow her. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it under the Pius basket, and they'll face the press. And now the big girl for St. Pius, Mary Macy Freed, the sophomore, has checked in. Hilltoppers get it to Carly Holland. Holland quickly down the floor, across the timeline. And they're working on her is Marisol Valdez. Carly on the dribble gets a screen, and we're going to have a reach-in foul go to Alyssa Mays, and that was a flag in the train that time. So Alyssa Mays sticks that arm out there, and she picks up her second. That's the 4th team foul already on Pius. The Hilltoppers bounce it into the backcourt to Carly Holland. Holland coming up, working right now, and gets it over down to Michelle Macias. Macias trying to get it underneath, and cutting to the basket that time was Abby Martinez. She tried, and that pass was deflected by St. Pius out of bounds. Hilltoppers will inbound it under their own basket. And they try to get it into Gigi Romero, and that is picked off by Macy Freeze for Pius. She gets it up the floor to Alyssa Mays. Mays will bring it over to the left side underneath to underneath to Macy Freeze. She starts to go for the shot. And Abby Martinez, only 5'5", blocks the shot. Unbelievable. So Carly Holland is going to get it to Michelle Macias. Underneath, she puts it up. Shot is off. Rebound comes down to Alyssa Mays of Pius. 2:20 to go here in the first quarter. Alyssa Mays is going to take it in, but we're going to have a foul before the shot. That's going to go to Michelle Macias. That's going to be her first, and that's going to be the fourth team. Let's see, the third team foul in Los Alamos.
A little hard to gauge how the officials are calling this.
It really is.
We've seen a couple of pretty big collisions go uncalled, and boy, that was a pretty touchy foul there on Macias.
Yeah. And so taking it to the hole that time was Catalina Anaya. Catalina, the sophomore, puts it in. So the Hilltoppers bring it down into Gigi Romero. Gigi, little turnaround jumper on the baseline. That's in.
Whoa. And Gigi did not have much of an angle on that. She was at the baseline. I think she was actually behind the backboard on the baseline, and she put it in one. She put it up kind of one-handed, a little baby hook, and got the roll.
Yeah, so now Alyssa Mays goes to the floor as she was fouled, and that will go to Michelle Macias. That's her second. That is the fourth team foul on Los Alamos. And Alyssa Mays at the free throw line misses the first. And so she'll shoot one more right now. It's a 6-4 ball game. Hilltoppers up by 2 with 1:39 remaining here in the first quarter. Unbelievable. Mays at the line shooting the second. This one's off. Tara McDonald with the rebound. She's going to hand it over to Sophia Trujillo. Sophia gets the screen from Michelle Macias. Gets it over to Tara McDonald. Now to Carly Holland on the left wing. Carly, great move to the basket. Whoa. And Carly, fantastic move to the basket coming down the left side. And Carly dumps it in for 2. Hilltoppers take an 8-4 lead. And so shot goes up by Pius. It's off. Sophia Trujillo gets the rebound. Outlet to Carly Holland. Holland quickly down the floor and across the timeline. And whoa. Geez. I mean, Catalina and I had just leveled Carly Holland and nothing called. So, like Mike says, it's the officiating has been kind of strange here because sometimes it's a ticky-tack and sometimes it's so Alyssa Mays just puts the shoulder into one of the Hilltoppers. Shot by Reagan Morris by Marisol Valdez is off. Rebound comes down to Michelle Macias. Sophia Trujillo on the dribble gets it to Tara McDonald. Tara, a little turnaround jumper, and this is going to be off. And I think she's going to be called for traveling. 14 and a half seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Toppers doubled up on St. Pius here,
Wow.
Gene.
Yes, they are. So under 10 seconds to go, and they bring it now in the corner to Macy Freeze, and so right over to Reagan Morris. They're not going to get a shot off. So yeah. St. Pius, not good time management as they never got the shot off in time. As the quarter comes to an end, the Hilltoppers now leading in the ball game 8-4. So just as Mike said, the previous game between La Cueva and Carlsbad ended up as a 13-9 at the end of the first half.
Yeah, that was that one took a little while to get going. This one has the ear markings of that as well. But Los Alamos with 3 field goals in that first quarter. The Sartans just the 1 field goal by Anaya. They have just been ice cold. Toppers doing a pretty good job on defense. They're really making them stretch, really keeping the ball outside on the perimeter. And we saw that in the first game. St. Pius not as efficient on the perimeter as they are inside. I believe only had 1 3-pointer. Oh no, they had a couple of 3-pointers in that first game, but not that is not the game they want. They're big inside. They want to get the ball in, and so far Los Alamos has kind of denied those entry passes into the big girls. There just hasn't been a whole lot there. Los Alamos' defense really clamped down on the inside.
So Pius will inbound it to start the second quarter. And they're going to bring it in over now to Reagan Morris. Morris in the corner will dump it off to Marisol Valdez. And so, like I say, Mike says they're trying to work around the corner on it. Alyssa Mays takes it in, puts a shot up. It's off. Rebound to Abby Martinez. Outlet comes to Gigi Romero. Gigi quickly down the floor. Now pulls up, gets it to Carly. Holland will hand it back to Gigi. Gigi, well, they're trying that pick and roll. That didn't work. Abby Martinez takes it in, and they're going to call Abby. So they're going to call Abby for the charge. Unbelievable. That's second personal 15 foul.
Tough foul there on Abby. And Abby got into a little bit of foul trouble in the first game against Valley as well. She had a big night for Los Alamos, 14 points to lead the team. But she's going to go to the bench right now. I guarantee you Ray Romero does not want her on the bench in this situation.
No, she certainly doesn't. It's Catalina Anaya with it on just to the right of the key. Gets it to Alyssa Mays. Mays has the ball stolen away by Carly Holland. Holland coming down the floor. Going to dish it off right now to Caitlin Velarde. Velarde puts a shot up too hard off the glass. Quickly down the floor comes Alyssa Mays. Mays pulls up a little short jumper. That doesn't hit anything.
Wow. That was 2 short shots that were not real close. Yeah, Mays 6-footer, and her shot went about 4.5 feet.
Yes.
And the other one, I looked like Velarde didn't actually have control of the ball when she put it up. She just kind of flung it up.
So all over there. They bring it in now to Tara McDonald, and now they're going to call. Unbelievable. They're going to call let's see, and it's
going to go to Desiree Ortiz. That's her second. And again, hard to judge what they're calling. That didn't look like there's a whole lot of contact there.
No, and then before that, they knocked Carly down. Gigi Romero, 3-point shot. That's off. Rebound will come down now to Marisol Valdez. Valdez bringing the ball up in a hurry for Pius. Picks up her dribble over now on the left wing to Catalina Anaya. And you get it to Reagan Morris. She tries to cut in, but a good defense that time by the Hilltoppers coming down the baseline, putting the shot up. That's off. Rebound comes down to Macy Freeze. Freeze gets it now to Reagan Morris. Morris goes in, and all kinds of contact. She puts a shot up. It goes over the top of the backboard.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
This is not a shooting clinic so far here in this first half.
Carly Holland's going to take it all the way, and she got fouled. Rebound comes down now to Gigi Romero. She tries a little turnaround jumper she was double teamed, tried a little turnaround jumper on the baseline. That is off. 8-4 ball game right now. Hilltopper with Marisol Valdez. They're going to dish it over. 3-point shot. This is good. And they're going to call it a 2. That's on Reagan Morris. So she picks up the 2-pointer, not a 3. Makes it 8-6. Hilltoppers in. We'll get it now over to Caitlin Velarde, up to Gigi Romero. Up to Carly Holland. Holland penetrates into the paint. Nice little 10-foot jumper from Carly Holland. She now has 4 points in the ball game, and it makes it a 10-6 ball game. 3-point shot. That is blocked by Caitlin Velarde. Trying to put the shot up that time was Bella Candelaria. So that shot was blocked. So Carly Holland goes behind her back. Now we'll dish it off over to Gigi Romero. Gigi going in, and they're going to call it a held ball as they got the hand on the ball, and it's going to be Hilltopper ball. So Caitlin Velarde will take the ball from the official, baseline right. Now checking back in with 2 personal fouls will be Abby Martinez. We have 4:42 to go here in the second quarter. It's a 10-6 ball game. Hilltoppers up by 4. They will inbound it under their own basket. They bring it out to Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo now over on the right wing is going to hand it off to Gigi Romero. Gigi will get it now underneath to Tara McDonald. Tara puts the shot up. That's off. And the rebound quickly comes down to, this time now to Marisol Valdez. Valdez coming down the baseline. Tries to go up against Tara McDonald. And I think actually Sophia Trujillo was knocked it out of bounds. So they inbounded by Pius under their own basket. I had a lot of trouble getting it in. They get it finally to Reagan Morris. Morris to, I guess, shot taken there by Catalina Anaya. Rebound comes down to Pius. 3-point shot up and in by Marisol Valdez. Marisol Valdez with the 3. And that makes it now a 10-9 ball game.
Boy, a good extra pass there on that last possession by St. Pius. Had a good shot, but swung the ball around the other way to Valdez, and she was wide open. So good patience on that offensive possession there by the Sartans. 10-9 ball game, 3:56 to go. With 4 minutes going, we've only scored 2 points in this quarter, Gene.
Yes. So we got.
So in any event, winner of this game, like we said, will play the winner tonight between Gallup and Bloomfield, I believe.
It's Gallup and Valencia.
Oh, Gallup and Valencia. Well, Valencia's right there. I mean, they just go right down the interstate. It took them 10 minutes to get here, so no problem there. But Gallup Bengals, very, very good. They are the heavy favorites to win that ball game tonight.
Oh, yes, they are. So the Hilltoppers inbound it to Sophia Trujillo. They get it to Tara McDonald. Tara hands it back to Sophia. Sophia comes down the baseline, cut off by Macy Freeze. So the big girl versus the 5'4" Sophia Trujillo. Sophia, a little pick and roll again, comes to Gigi. Gigi puts the shot up. It's off. Rebound comes down to Pius. Quickly down the floor come the Lady Sartans. It's Catalina Anaya. Anaya will bring it over to Marisol Valdez. Pass comes inside to Macy Freeze, and she puts it in for 2. So they got it into the big girl, and she was right under the basket. There's a Hilltopper not watching their passes. This one is picked off. The 3-point shot goes up by Bella Candelaria, and the Hilltoppers get the rebound. But the Hilltoppers coming down against the press, and they just did not watch that pass at all. The Hilltoppers trying to dish a lot of stuff inside to try to get it to Gigi Romero. That's a bounce pass. That was picked off. And now they bring it up to Catalina Anaya. She'll rotate it over left side to Marisol Valdez. Back to Anaya. Now in the corner, Alyssa, and is Reagan Morris. So Macy Freeze is going to go up again. Has her shot blocked by Tara McDonald. Hilltoppers long pass. Got a 2-on-0 fast break, and Sophia Trujillo leads the break and scores for the Hilltoppers. It makes it now 12-11. Hilltoppers up on Pius with 2:10 to go here in the first half of play. Unbelievable. So Catalina and Naya will bring it in the corner. Now they'll try to get it down to the big girl again, going up against Tara McDonald, and she gets it inside and drops it in for 2.
Oh, my goodness.
Once again, the Hilltoppers not making a good pass. They're just not making good passes against the press. And now Abby Martinez coming in. I don't know if that was a shot or a pass, but anyway, it was picked off by Pius either way. They get in the corner. They can bring it out to Catalina Anaya. She'll bring it out on top to Bella Candelaria. Candelaria waits, and then we'll get it to Anaya. Catalina over to Marisol Valdez. Minute 19 to go here in the first half. Ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by Los Alamos.
Wow, but last 3 or 4 possessions, Gene, Los Alamos has been trying to thread the needle with their passes, and then it just a lazy pass in the backcourt. You can't do that.
No, you can't. They just come down working against the press like there's no press. We have a minute and 5 seconds to go. It's a 13-12 lead for Pius. As they get it now over. Skip pass comes across to Alyssa. Then we're going to have Macy Freeze get it in the corner, and she's going to be called for a travel.
So she needed a couple of steps to kind of get her going toward the basket.
Yeah, she was in the corner. Just kind of took off and then finally decided to dribble. Hilltoppers getting to Tara McDonald. She's wide open. Great pass from Gigi Romero. Down to Tara McDonald, and McDonald puts it in for 2. And once again, Bree wrote this is the exact same thing she did in Los Alamos. She called a timeout in the last minute of the first half. She did the same thing in Los Alamos, and she's already used up 3 timeouts.
Yeah, and that timeout doesn't make any sense. That was a 30, so they're down to 2 timeouts. 2 fulls heading into the second half, Gene, with 47 seconds remaining. And I remember that in the first game, she called a timeout with under a minute left in the first half. There was nothing critical about the possession. Well, there's nothing critical about a first half possession anyway, but particularly, I mean, why would you burn a timeout in that situation? That doesn't even make sense.
No, she burned a timeout in the game in Los Alamos in about the first or second minute. And then another one just a couple of minutes later. And then she did the same thing here. She called a timeout at the half. And like Mike said, I don't know what kind of strategy they're going to come up with here, but there's 40 seconds to go. And Hilltoppers up by 1, 14-13 as they bring it over now to Marisol Valdez. Get it to Alyssa Mays. And Alyssa Mays tries to get it back out on top to Marisol Valdez. 25 seconds. Skip pass comes across, and that's going to be, whoa. Wow, what a lousy call that was. Boy, great interception. Gigi Romero picks the pass off, and they're going to call her for the foul. She said, well, he grabbed her arm. He did not grab her arm.
Nope, that looked like a clean interception by Romero.
Well, it certainly was. Marisol Valdez is going to come down. She's going to put it up too hard. Rebound comes down to Carly Holland. Holland is double teamed, and so now they're going to call a foul. And that one's going to go to Marisol Valdez. That'll be her first. That's the 6th team foul, and they have 11.5 seconds remaining. The Hilltoppers working against the press. They get to Abby Martinez. Martinez will bring it across the timeline. Gets it to Carly Holland. Holland starts to pull up. She was going to grab the ball and fire a 3-pointer. She went to grab the ball and she didn't grab it. Actually dropped it, and then as soon as she dropped it, she grabbed it again and then took the dribble and was double dribble. Alyssa Mays. Whoa.
That was close off the back iron at the buzzer. Los Alamos 14, St. Pius 13 at the break. But they must have had some lights or something burn out on the scoreboard, Gene. That can't possibly be right. No, really? 14-13 ball game.
At the end of the first half. Unbelievable.
Couple of lead changes there in that second quarter. St. Pius took a couple of leads, but Los Alamos able to grab it back. Boy, oh boy, the Toppers. Ray Romero talking with his coaching staff ahead before they go into the locker room. Toppers really trying to force a lot of stuff in there late, and that didn't work out very well. And they just forced a couple of passes and forced up a couple of really odd shots when it looked like they might have been able to set something else up offensively and get a better shot. But in any event, the Toppers with the 1 point lead. And the cool thing about here at the pit, Gene, they actually give you they give you a stat sheet at halftime. So we're just going to wait around for that. That's really helpful. So we'll see what they say. But 14-13 ball game in favor of the Los Alamos Hilltoppers over the St. Pius Sartans, a number 6 seed versus the number 3 seeded Sartans. And here we go. Awesome. That was quick.
Yes.
So so far for the Hilltoppers. Let's see if I can read this now. Gigi Romero and Carly Holland both with 4 points. Sofia Trujillo, according to this sheet, has 2 points. That's, of course, Sophia. Abby Martinez with 2 points. And
Saldia.
Yeah. And Tara McDonald has 2 points as well. For the Sartans, they were led in that first half by Marisol Valdez. She had 5. And a couple of buckets for Macy Freeze. Interestingly, Freeze was able to get a couple of buckets there in that second quarter. She really did next to nothing in that first ball game, but the Sartans were able to post her up very well, got her the ball up high where she could do something with it, and she made a nice move on that first basket too. So keep an eye on that for Macy Freeze. For the Toppers, they were 6 of 16 from the field in that first half. The Sartans 5 of 20. So neither team really burning it up there from the floor. The Sartans 1 for 5 from beyond the arc. The Hilltoppers 0 for 1, only attempted 1 3-pointer in that first half. A little bit differently than we usually see. But boy, oh boy, like we said at the beginning, this is not an unusual thing of the pit to have a low-scoring first half as the team just kind of have to adjust. First of all, this is the pit, of course, is considered the mecca of basketball here in the state of New Mexico. So I think there's a little bit of reverence for the pit. For most of these players, a bunch of Lobo fans, I guess, whatever,
Yes.
Well, I mean, maybe this year. I mean, I know the Aggies are really exciting right now. The men's basketball team, they only had to forfeit the remainder of their season. Other than that, they had a great season. But in any event, a little bit, I think there's got to be a little bit of an intimidation factor. The pit, of course, is considered one of the great collegiate basketball venues in the entire country. And I think that's got to play into your mind a little bit when you walk in here. And there's a long, steep tunnel coming down here, too. So you get to think about it a lot on the way down. And, just being in the state tournament, a lot of these girls have never been in the postseason before. Just a lot of things going on in your mind when you come in here.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And so the Hilltoppers had, Pius ended up with 5 field goals and had 1 3-pointer, and they were 2 of 4 from the free throw line. And the Hilltoppers had 6 field goals, and they were 2 of 2 from the free throw line. So they scored 13 here after it was 8-4. Los Alamos was up by 4 at the end of the first quarter, and then they were outscored by Pius in the second quarter 9-6. And so Mike was looking at these stats, and for the shooting percentage for Los Alamos was 37.5%, 100% from the free throw line. And then the Spartans were 5 of 20 from the field for 25%, and they were 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. And the Hilltoppers, 0 for 1 from the 3-point line. So that was that. So anyway, like Mike says, the next ball game will be here at the pit at 11:30 on Thursday. If the Hilltoppers win, they'll take on the winner of Gallup and Valencia. Gallup and the number 2 seed, and they'll be taking on Valencia here. And so, Gallup, like Mike says, heavily favored to win that ball game. And so that's looks like Hilltoppers, if they do win this one, they'll face Gallup. Gallup, boy, they're tough, and every year they come here, and for a while they were Española's nemesis. Every time Española had very, very good girls basketball teams, but every time they came up against Gallup, they just could not get by Gallup. Gallup just had their number. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Now Pius, like I say, I'm a little confused because Bree Rowe did the exact same thing up in Los Alamos, and she burned 3 timeouts in the first half, burned one right away, and burned one in about 3 minutes, and then burned one right in the last minute of the first half, which I just don't understand at all. But
no, and then on top of that, the Sartans really, that was a nothing possession coming out of that timeout late.
Nothing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really didn't amount to much of anything. But anyway, this is the quarterfinals of the state Class 4A girls basketball championship tournament as the Toppers come out from the locker room at about 3 minutes remaining. There's been one other game before this in Class 4A girls basketball. That was the Hope Christian Huskies, number 4 seed, taking on Artesia. Hope Christian really struggled in the first round of that, but in the first round of the tournament. But Hope Christian with a solid 62-48 victory over the Artesia Bulldogs. So they advance. They will play the winner between Kirtland Central, the number 1 seed, and Bloomfield. That will be on Thursday. Winner of this game will advance to play, as we said, either Gallup or Valencia on Thursday as well. So, and then unfortunately, Gene, I know you're very busy on Thursday. Gene does a lot of public address during the state tournament, so he'll be very busy on Thursday. So will John McHale, so will Nate Limback, and so will Charlene McHale. So I may be calling that through a megaphone.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so we'll figure out the logistics of that. Should Los Alamos hang on here in this second half. Both teams out back on the court, Gene, shooting around rather casually. Nobody it's kind of looks like a big game of horse out there.
Yeah, some of them are just standing there talking to each other. And
well, you got to make your plans after the game. What are you going to do?
That's true. Where are we going to go eat, and we're going to stick around for the next game or what? So anyway, we've got about 45 seconds to go before we'll start this second half, and right now it's a 14-13 ball game. The Hilltoppers up by 1 over the Lady Sartons. This is a rivalry that goes back as far as I can remember. I mean, it's just always been Los Alamos and St. Pius, and not just in basketball, but in basketball and I mean soccer. Every year they're going at each other in the state finals or semifinals, and of course swimming, cross country. I mean, you name it. It's just these. I mean, it's a tremendous rivalry between these two schools, and so.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, if you're keeping score at home, one interesting bug in there, Los Alamos. It is believed Los Alamos has never beaten St. Pius in football.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That amazes me. And I remember a couple of years ago we were knocking on the door and St. Pius won in the last like 2 seconds of the ball game.
Yeah, it's been a problem. So we're ready to go here, and Pius will start things off in the third quarter as they get it to Marisol Valdez. Valdez over to Alyssa Mays. Mays dribbles just to the left of the key. She's going to come into the lane, but dumps it off to Macy Freeze. Freeze dumps it over onto the right wing. Shot taken is off. Rebound comes down to Gigi Romero. Romero starts to cut down the lane. She's cut off. As right now the Pius looks like they're playing a girl-to-girl defense, and so Gigi Romero will bring it over now to Carly Holland. Gigi rolls off. Gigi with a little turnaround jumper. Wow. A little jump hook from Gigi Romero. Nice. So Gigi picks up her 6th point in the ball game. The Hilltoppers go back up by 3, 16-13. Comes over now to Marisol Valdez. Skip pass across. And comes to Catalina Nye. She bumped into, and then a shot taken by Alyssa Mays from the top of from the free throw line, 3-point lines, from the free throw line. So a little 15-footer. Gigi Romero gets the ball at half court. She's going to put up the shot, bounces around, comes off, and she put up a little 15-footer and from the same place. And then the ball's on the floor. It got away from Catalina Nye. She's able to get it back underneath to Freeze. Freeze puts it up, hits the back of the iron, bounces right over to Tara McDonald. 6:13 to go. 16-15 ball game. Sophia Trujillo brings it across the timeline. She'll get it to Gigi Romero. Romero now over to Abby Martinez. They go with a little pick and roll, and they just leveled Gigi Romero, and nothing called. Now on the other end, Alyssa Mays takes it to the basket, and with very, very little contact, and they're going to call Tara McDonald for the personal. That'll be her first, and that is the first team foul of this half. I don't understand the refereeing here. I mean, they just leveled Gigi, and then they don't call a thing. Alyssa Mays at the free throw line, and she completes the 3-point play, makes it now an 18-16 ball game. Tie us up by 2 on Los Alamos. Full court press. And bring it up to Tara McDonald. McDonald long pass up to Carly Holland. Holland going to the basket. And the shot is blocked. Oh, it was a good block by Alyssa Mays, and they're going to call Alyssa for the foul. Unbelievable.
Wow, and the official furthest away from the action is the one that called that. That looked like a pretty darn good block.
Certainly did. Carly Holland will shoot 2 for Los Alamos. That's the third personal on.
Oh boy! And we just had a lane violation on Los Alamos. Abby Martinez stepped away from the lane after Carly had the ball, and she just kind of wandered off.
Yeah,
that's a lane violation.
Yes, it certainly is. And so Carly puts the first one was a lane violation, and Carly misses the second. And so right now still an 18-16 ball game, and there's a 3-point shot taken, and this one by Catalina Anaya. So Catalina Anaya puts in the 3, and suddenly Pius is up by 5. And so Macy Freeze going over the back of Tara McDonald and knocks the ball loose. And so they pick up the loose ball. They head down the floor and put the shot up. It's off, but the Macy Freeze going to the free throw line are going, and she who picked up that foul?
That was actually let's see, that was Desiree Ortiz for going over the back.
Oh, okay, that was her third.
Wow. So
they get it to Tara McDonald. McDonald has the ball knocked away from her. Loose ball picked up by Alyssa Mays. Marisol Valdez bringing it up. 5-point lead for Pius right now. Catalina Anaya back to Marisol. 3-point shot. That's good.
Nice shot there by Pena in the corner.
That's her second three-pointer.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's 8 points. Ray Romero immediately calls a timeout. His team is completely discombobulated right now.
Yes, they are, and so they timeout called by Ray Romero. Let's see, that's going to be his second. You let a full or a?
I think he called a full.
Well, anyway, he has 3 timeouts left, but suddenly the Hilltoppers, who are up 14-13 at the end of the half, suddenly find themselves down 24-16 as the Hilltoppers have only come up with 1 field goal, and that by Gigi Romero. And then on the other end, a couple of threes, one from Marisol Valdez, one from Catalina Anaya, and then Alyssa Mays with the old-fashioned 3-point play. And so they pick up their 9 points, and they go up 24-16 on the Hilltoppers. So let's see, 3-6.
So yeah, 11-2 run to start this third quarter.
Missing a basket.
3:20 gone. 4:40 left in this third quarter, and Toppers will inbound. Let's see if the speech by Ray Romero was able to settle things down.
Sophia Trujillo comes across the timeline. Yeah, she's going to pull a shot up. Nice. Just inside, came to the right of the key, just inside the 3-point line. So she picks up 2. That gives her 4 points, makes it a 24 ball game. And so the shot is off by Catalina Anaya. Rebound comes down to the Hilltoppers, but so they get it in the corner, and Marisol Valdez with another 3-point attempt. This one off, comes down to Tara McDonald. So McDonald will get it to Carly. She gets a screen from Gigi Romero. And they'll bring the ball over now to Abby Martinez. 3-point shot. Whoa, up and in by Sophia Trujillo. Right at the top of the key, and the Hilltoppers put it from 24-21. Reagan Morris coming down the floor. He's going to take it to the hole. Tara McDonald trying to make the block. And they're going to call Tara for the personal. That's going to be her second. That's the second team foul. The basket good by Alyssa Mays. And Mays already has 5 points in the ball game, and so she puts that one in. And so she now will try to complete the 3-point play again. So right now I have her for 2, 4, 6 for 7 points. Is that what you got? So the ball goes out of bounds off of the Pius after the missed free throw. And Sophia Trujillo will bring it up for Los Alamos. Gets a screen. Picks up her dribble. Gets it to Gigi Romero. Romero goes in, puts it up. She's fouled. Gigi will go to the free throw line, and that personal foul will go to Reagan Morris. That's going to be her second. And that is the third team foul on Pius. Gigi Romero at the free throw line for Los Alamos with 3:19 remaining in the third quarter. Gigi's first shot is good.
That was her first free throw of this ball game. Good to see her knock that one in. What was a little off from the foul line in the first round against Valley.
Yes, she was.
Which is very unusual for her.
Yeah, so Gigi's second shot, this also good. She now has 8 points in the ball game. Makes it a 3-point ball game, 26-23. So the Hilltoppers, who were down, have now closed it up to a 3-point differential. Marisol Valdez on the dribble way out on top. They make a clear out for Marisol. She tries to go. Macy Freeze travels. So Marisol Valdez had a clear out. So she came down the left side, and then she dished it off to Macy Freeze, and Macy did a little dance. And
I think that's her. I think it's a second traveling call on Freeze. I don't know that that's their first choice to be handling the ball.
Yeah, so Michelle Macias sets a screen and knocks the Pius girl down. Nothing called. Comes to Gigi Romero. Romero's going to get a screen and dishes it underneath to Michelle Macias. Macias turns around, sees Macy Freeze, decides to forget it. And right now it comes to Sophia Trujillo. They'll bounce it over out to Carly Holland. Holland is going to come down the left side. Dishes it underneath to Michelle Macias. Back to Gigi, 3-point. And a 3-point shot by Gigi Romero. And that makes it a 26-26 ball game. So the Hilltoppers, who were down by 8, have now closed it up and tied this ball game back up. Comes now over to Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo has the ball stolen away by Michelle Macias. Macias gets it to Sophia Trujillo. She gets away with a walk. She gets it now over to Gigi Romero.
And they're going to call Romero for the walk. That way, she did not walk, but Trujillo did.
Did.
That was a makeup call.
Yes, it certainly was. So 26-26, minute 47 to go here in the third quarter. Marisol Valdez will bring it up for Pius. Just taking her sweet time about it. Now she bounces it over to Bella Candelaria. Now they'll rotate it over to the right side. And Marisol Valdez heading to the basket, loses the handle. Ball's on the floor. It's going to be picked up. Actually, hitting the floor at that time was Abby Martinez. And so she just batted it over on the floor to Tara McDonald. 3-point shot from way out. This is off by Michelle Macias. Michelle gets the rebound. The shot was taken by Abby Martinez. Michelle Macias gets the rebound and puts it back in for the Hilltoppers. Makes it now a 28-26 ball game. Alyssa Mays coming right down the middle, and she levels Abby Martinez, but they're going to call Abby for the personal. That's going to be her third. That is the third team foul on Los Alamos. And that'll put Alyssa Mays at the free throw line. And, well, she's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. No, she missed 2 in the first quarter. Right. So right now she's 1 for 4. And she puts that one in. She'll shoot one more, and she can tie this ball game up. 28-27, 57 seconds remain here in the third quarter. Alyssa Mays at the line, and second shot good. 28-28, full court press by Pius with 55 seconds to go. Sophia Trujillo is going to bring it up to Caitlin Velarde. Hilltoppers just barely get it across the timeline. Carly Holland starts to go, and then she's cut off. So she brings it back out to Sophia. She gets the screen from Gigi Romero, and then they bring it back out on top to Michelle Macias. We have 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 28-28 ball game. Carly still on the dribble. Gets a screen now from Michelle Macias. Dishes it off to Gigi Romero. In the corner it goes. This time now to Sophia Trujillo. We have 15 seconds to go in the quarter. And so Sophia Trujillo gets a screen. Gets it now over to Michelle Macias. And now over to Carly. Carly puts a 3-point shot up. That's off. And that's going to bring it with the ball goes out of bounds 1.7 seconds remaining, and it's going to be Hilltopper ball. So throw it in and then throw it at the basket. Which is, so they throw it into Gigi. She throws it at the basket, and so that's it. 28-28.
Wow.
After 3 quarters. The Hilltoppers came up with 14 and Pius came up with 15.
So the two teams equaling or better their output in the entire first half in that third quarter.
Yes.
Couple of St. Pius, a couple of 3-pointers early in that quarter, Gene, one by Valdez, one by Anaya, and then a 3-point play by Alyssa Mays. The Sartans actually threatening at one point to kind of break this game open. They did go up by 8. Los Alamos rallied late, and 3-pointer by actually 2 huge buckets by Sophia Trujillo back to back. Runner going into the basket, and then a 3-pointer on the next possession. That kind of turned Los Alamos' fortune around in this third quarter. As we go into the fourth quarter, Gigi Romero, 11 points so far, 7 points for Sofia Trujillo. They're still on the scoreboard. They do not have her name spelled correctly, but big quarter there for both teams. As Los Alamos inbounds, and it immediately stolen by St. Pius. St. Pius, a 2-1 break coming back the other way, but that's broken up by Carly Holland. Good recovery there by Holland. Toppers turning the ball over right at the timeline, right at the throw-in to start this fourth quarter.
Yeah, the inbound pass was tipped away by Alyssa Mays, and then she just grabbed it and took off down the floor. So Catalina Anaya goes up. Her shot is off. She gets it to Marisol Valdez. Valdez will bring it over now to Reagan Morris. Morris travels. They don't call it. And so they'll bring it out now to Marisol Valdez with 8 points in the ball game so far. We'll get it. She bounces it over to Alyssa Mays. Mays goes down. The ball goes loose. Macy Freeze picks up the loose ball, gets it over to Alyssa Mays underneath to a wide open Catalina Anaya. Anaya puts it in for 2, and Pius takes a 2-point lead. Sophia Trujillo across the timeline for Los Alamos. And pulls up, gets it over to Michelle Macias, now to Carly Holland on the right wing. Carly picks up her dribble over to Gigi Romero. Romero working against Alyssa Mays, and so we get it now to Sophia Trujillo. Bring it out on top to Michelle Macias. Carly Holland on the left wing. Pass inside, trying to get it to Tara McDonald. To Gigi Romero, overthrows her. Marisol Valdez just comes down the floor, and she was waiting for her with Sophia Trujillo. So she just cut away from Sophia, and then she just scooped the ball up with 2 hands as she was going down. It was just like a little the way they used to shoot free throws, underhand free throws. She just went up with both hands. She was going down. She just threw it up in the air with both hands, and it went in.
And Sophia had excellent defense on that, cut her off nicely, forced her into a really tough shot, but unfortunately, Valdez got it to go. There really wasn't anything else Sophia could have done about that.
No, it was good defense, and she had good position, so Marisol just cut away from her, and then as Marisol was actually falling down, she just threw it up with 2 hands. Full court press by Pius right now. 4-point lead for the Sartans with 32-28. They bring it inside to Gigi Romero. Romero to Sophia Trujillo. Back to Gigi. She tips it back to Sophia. They bring up to Carly Holland. Wide open underneath is Tara McDonald. McDonald puts it up, gets her own rebound, puts it up again, misses. So she missed a wide open layup, and then she missed the putback. So it's now a 32-28 ball game. We have 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Marisol Valdez starts to make the pass underneath to Alyssa Mays, decides not to. And so comes now over to Marisol Valdez. Valdez tries to bounce it in. The pass is knocked away by Carly Holland. And then Holland's able to pick up the loose ball. Sophia Trujillo down the floor for Los Alamos. Sophia with it. Going to get it out on top to Gigi Romero. 3-point shot by Gigi is way off. And this one comes down now to Alyssa Mays. Mays is going to try to take it to the basket. Cut off nicely by Gigi Romero. Marisol Valdez, all she did was throw it at the basket. She was hoping to get a foul. The ball just kind of hit the bottom of the rim, came right back to her. And she was actually went on down on her knees. The ball came right back to her. So all she was trying to do is draw the foul. Abby Martinez goes for the steal. Alyssa Mays, or Reagan Morris gets the pass over on the right side, a little 15-footer from the right side of the lane. Now it's a 6-point ball game. Sarah McDonald up to Carly Holland. So the Hilltoppers break the press easily, and a nice pass from Tara up to Carly. That's the first basket of the quarter for Los Alamos. 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 4-point ball game, 34-30. There's a little pick and roll to Macy Freeze and Tara McDonald right there. Marisol Valdez dishes it off to Freeze. Freeze has her shot blocked by Tara McDonald. It comes to Marisol Valdez, and anyway, she puts up another wild shot, and then this one goes out of bounds. And the rebound goes out of bounds off of Los Alamos. So it's 4:16 to go here in the fourth quarter. Pius having a lot of trouble getting it in, and so Bree Road calls another timeout. And so
it'll be a full. The Sartans down to 1 at timeout with 4:16 remaining. And it didn't look like the Sartans were going to be able to inbound that ball. That was that timeout taken with about a 4.8 count. So yeah. So the Sartans retained possession, which they were about to lose. 34-30 in favor of the Sartans. Winner of this ball game moves on to the state Class A semifinal round. It's been a while since the Toppers have been there, Gene.
Yes, it is.
I want to say that was back in the Gary Washburn days. Unless there's a game I'm not, unless there's a team I'm not thinking of, but that would have been the last time I remember them getting to the state semifinals, Gene. That was the year the Toppers had to forfeit all of their regular season games. Unfortunately, they had a player in the Los Alamos High School program didn't fill her paperwork in correctly,
right?
And they had to forfeit every game she played in, which was all of them.
Yes, all of them. So they ended up last in district and then went through, won the district title. Wide open, Macy Freeze. Had nobody there for Los Alamos, or Desiree Ortiz. Let me correct that. So Desiree Ortiz gets a wide open pass and just lays it in. 6-point lead now for Pius. 4:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. Hilltoppers having a lot of trouble getting it in. They get it into Gigi Romero. Romero passes it over to Tara McDonald down on the baseline to Carly Holland. And Carly with a little 8-foot jump shot makes it a 4-point ball game. Comes now to Catalina Anaya. Anaya out on top of Marisol Valdez. We have 3:45 to go. And Pius with a 4-point lead over Los Alamos. Get it to Reagan Morris, and now over to Bella Candelaria, back to Morris. Morris is going to take it in. She just throws it up. they just go in, throw the ball anywhere, and it hits the side of the backboard. But they're going to call a foul on Los Alamos.
Little bump there by Sophia Trujillo. They have let more egregious stuff than that go today.
Oh my God!
It has been hard to kind of get a handle on the officials today. They're we've seen some touch fouls and we've seen some touch fouls called and we've seen some bulldoze action that was just your soccer play on.
Yes, exactly. I mean, they're knocking girls down and going over their back. Second shot by Morris is good. And that makes it a 5-point ball game, 37-32. Gigi Romero across the timeline for Los Alamos. Gigi still on the dribble. Hands it now over to Abby Martinez. She dumps it underneath to Tara McDonald. Tara is fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line. That personal foul is going to go to Reagan Morris. That's going to be her third. And at the free throw line is Tara McDonald. So the Hilltoppers are down by 5. So Tara needs these and drops that first one in. So
good looking free throw there by McDonald. As we've said all throughout the season, just never really know what to expect when she's at the foul line.
It's always an adventure, but boy, that was a nice looking shot. So second shot by Tara is good.
2 nice looking free throws there by the senior. She's got 4 points in this ball game, and Toppers needed those.
They really did. That cuts it to a 3-point ball game. Full court press by Los Alamos. And Sophia Trujillo coming down. And the Hilltoppers steal the ball away. Comes to Carly Holland. Holland puts it up. And ball going to go. Boy, and that's too bad, too, because Carly had a good shot and rolled around the rim and came off. And the ball goes out of bounds off of the Hilltoppers. Full court press by Los Alamos. Long pass comes down to Reagan Morris. She puts a shot up. It's an air ball. And Marisol Valdez, well, actually, it bounces out of bounds.
But ill-advised shot there by Morris. She put that up like it was at the buzzer. The Sartans up by 3 with 3 minutes to go. No rebounders whatsoever around.
None. Puts up an air ball. Sophia Trujillo gets a screen from Gigi Romero, comes across the timeline over to Tara McDonald. Now over to Carly Holland. Holland on the right wing will hand it to Gigi. Gigi's going to take it in. And Ray Romero is furious. It should have been a foul. Marisol Valdez starts to go in, and then she pulls back out. So it looks like Pius is going to try to go to good old 4 corners here at this point. Now they're going to call Gigi Romero for a ticky-tack. So that'll be her second. That is the 4th team foul on Los Alamos. So Pius with a 3-point lead is going to try to take the air out of the ball right now.
Actually, I don't think Romero meant to foul, but that worked out in Los Alamos' favor. They don't have a whole lot of fouls right now. If they needed at some point to put the Sartans in for a 1-and-1, they don't have enough right now. They need to get a couple more.
Yeah, they really do. They have 3 fouls they'd have to give. And Pius is just not going to do anything. They're going to 2:04 to go. Under 2 minutes right now. And I think we're going to have a foul called on Abby Martinez. That's going to be her 4th. That'll be the 5th team foul, but it'll be a common foul. It'll be inbounded by Pius at half court. Minute 55 to go. Pius brings it in to Reagan Morris. Morris will get it to Catalina Anaya. Anaya on the dribble. And Sophia Trujillo, they get it over to Macy Freeze. Now to Alyssa Mays. Mays is going to start to come down the baseline. Macy Freeze gets it and brings it out on top. So right now they're just working it around, and Carly Holland picks up the personal.
And Carly not even pretending she was trying to do anything but give her a little shove there.
Yes. So that's Carly's second, but that is the That's the 6th. That's the 7th. I had it for 6.
Oh, boy. Look.
Well, Marisol Valdez goes to the free throw line. I don't know. I only had him for 16 fouls, but they say now it's 7. So Marisol goes to the line, and she's going to shoot one more. This one bounces around, comes off. Tara McDonald with the rebound. Minute and a half to go. So the Hilltopper Sophia Trujillo brings it across the timeline. Still in a dribble. He's going to hand it to Carly Holland. Holland dribbling out just to the right of the key. He will hand it back to Sophia. Sophia goes to the top of the key. Minute 15 to go here in regulation. Abby Martinez has the ball knocked out of bounds by Reagan Morris. And so it'll be inbounded by the Hilltoppers in the front court, about halfway down the left sideline.
Boy, Eugene, we're just a little over a minute left, about 69 seconds remaining. I'm not seeing a whole lot of sense of urgency with the Toppers down by 4 points here.
No, and that's right. So it comes now to Gigi Romero. Romero, they're going to do a little dish off to, Tara McDonald. And Tara McDonald goes down.
Oh, she is hopping on one foot right now.
Yes, she is. But the pass went into Tara. She turned around, put it up. That thing hung around that rim forever and ever, and finally dropped in. But then I don't think she was knocked down. But of course, they didn't call a foul. And but like Mike said, she got up and she was hopping on one foot. So.
Yeah, she's going to the bench. She's been looked at by the trainer. Oh boy, she is. Tara is tough as nails too, but she is in pain.
Yes.
So a little bit of an interesting wrinkle there. Tara really the only super big body the Toppers have down low. Under 59 and a half seconds remaining. St. Pius up 38-36. The Toppers down to one timeout, and as St. Pius been very liberal with taking their timeouts this evening, or this afternoon rather. So we'll see if that comes into play. Just in case this also comes into play, St. Pius is favored by the possession arrow.
Oh yes, that's right. So it'll be inbounded by full court press by Los Alamos. They bring it to Marisol Valdez. She's double teamed. They get it to Catalina Anaya. Anaya throws it away. Hilltoppers get the ball. Comes to Gigi Romero. 50 seconds to go. Gigi is going to hand it over to Abby Martinez. 3-point shot by Abby. That's off. Whoa, that's not what you wanted. And so the pass comes up the floor, and they get it up to Bella Candelaria. And we're going to have a timeout called by Bree Road. That's going to be her final timeout.
Boy, oh boy. The last timeout for the Sartans. The ball handler was not in serious trouble there. I'm a little well, I guess I'm not that surprised that she took a timeout. There wasn't any immediate danger for the Sartan ball handler there. But Bree burns her final timeout. Toppers with one left, 36.9 seconds remaining.
Jeff Toppers put the press on, and then they ended up throwing it away. The Hilltoppers came down, and then they got it to Abby Martinez, and she decided to shoot the three. And I don't know, kind of an ill-advised three at that point.
They did not need the three at that point. I think at a 2-point ball game with that much time left, I think you just go for the tie. There's still going to be probably a couple of possession, at least one more possession for each team, you would think. Meanwhile, the Toppers will probably be looking here for the quick steal. They don't have a ton of time to run any clock, so they may have to foul pretty quickly if they do not get the steal right off the bat.
Yeah, exactly. And so they had a lot of trouble bringing it in, and they finally do get it into Reagan Morris. Morris gets it to Marisol Valdez. Valdez is not the one they want to foul, but they foul Reagan Morris. Sophia Trujillo with 27.6 seconds to go, and Sophia picks up her first personal of the ball game, and that's going to put right now. It's going to put Reagan Morris on the free throw line. She was there just moments ago, and she was 1 for 2. So right now she's going to shoot a 1-and-1. So this goes up. It's off. Rebound is going to come down to, and the Pius gets the rebound. Unbelievable. So we have a held ball as Abby Martinez ties up Catalina Anaya, but the possession arrow, like Mike says, goes to Pius. 38-36, 20 seconds to go. Comes into the backcourt, and Hilltopper is going to foul Catalina Anaya, and now the Pius crowd wants an intentional foul.
Well, that was not a well-hidden foul there by Sophia.
No.
They're not going to call an intentional foul in this situation. But
no, they're not.
I think you need to be a little more careful in that.
Yeah, so,
and this is still a 1-and-1 situation. And that shot is off. Trujillo gets a rebound.
DG Romero with 10 seconds to go goes behind her back. We have a timeout, Ray Romero. 10.9 seconds remain. 2-point ball game. And the Hilltoppers will inbound it as we come out of the timeout. But they fouled Reagan Morris. And Morris went to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. She was there before and she missed it, the front end. And so she misses the front end again. And so it's now 38-36, a 2-point ball game. And the Hilltoppers, see what they can come up with here. They will inbound the ball in the front court. So they'll inbound it on their side of the timeline. And with 10.9 seconds to go, 2-point ball game.
How brave are you if you're Ray Romero right now? Do you want to go in and get a quick 2, or do you want to roll the dice and try to hit from 3-point land? The Toppers have been not great. Actually, neither team has shot particularly well from the perimeter. I don't know. The Toppers may have to settle for the first open shot they get with 11 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Well, DG Romero dish it off and foul.
That was stolen by St. Pius and an immediate foul. 5.2 seconds left. Romero was stuck in the corner. I can't imagine that's what they wanted to do, get it in the corner. She had she was covered like a blanket right up against the baseline. There was just no place for her to go.
No. And Catalina and Naya will now shoot 2. They're in the double bonus. So Catalina drops that one in.
Boy, she hits this one, it's over.
Yeah, it is. But the Hilltoppers had the opportunity, but they, like Mike says, they instead of bringing it out to the wing or toward the top where somebody could get an open shot, they were buried in that corner. And so that's it. And Naya puts it in, and so that'll do it. 40-36. And so Gigi Romero is going to come down. She's going to put up the 3. That's going to do it. And Pius wins this ball game 40-36 over the Hilltoppers. And the Hilltoppers had the opportunity at the end, but turned the ball over. And it's just unfortunate because the Hilltoppers had some good 3-point shooters, and so they could have worked it around somehow so that the Hilltoppers could have gotten somebody open, like, top of the key or on the wing. But when you go down and when you're down in that corner, I mean, they right away, the defense is going to smother you. that's exactly what they did. But it was a good season for the Hilltoppers as they end up with a total season that they're 20-8 on the season. Pius finishes there. No, they're still going, but right now they're 22-5, and they will play Gallup on Thursday morning. So looks like you're not going to have to bring your megaphone after all, Mike.
That is a bummer. But in any event, St. Pius pulls off and hangs on to win this one 40-36. Boy, oh boy, that is unfortunate. Toppers had a chance right there at the end, but just got stuck in the corner, couldn't do much.
Two good opportunities. They had they came up with the press and forced them to throw the ball away, and then we tried a 3-pointer, which we should not have, and then coming down the last one, I don't know, it just wasn't drawn up very well, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but in any event, Toppers had a couple of opportunities late, just could not capitalize on those opportunities, and St. Pius holds on for the victory.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have rolled somebody like Carly or Gigi out to the top.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was Gigi that went into the corner.
Yeah,
and that's just not any place where she's going to have any space whatsoever to operate in.
None.
Carly, I'm not quite sure where she ended up, but there was some traffic up toward the top of the key as well, so she may have got caught up in that. But in any event, for the Toppers this evening, they were led by Gigi Romero. She ended up with 11 points. She was 4 of 11 from the field, and she hit one of only 2 3-pointers tonight by the Hilltopper. Sophia Trujillo had the other one, and that was a couple of big buckets there by Trujillo in the third quarter when St. Pius was threatening to kind of start to pull away. So nice game for Sophia. She ended up with 7 points this afternoon. Carly Holland had 8 points and 6 points for Tara McDonald, and we hope Tara's okay. It looked like she turned an ankle. I don't know if she stepped on a foot or something toward the end of the game. We're hoping she's all right. She is a fantastic athlete. I have no doubt she's going to have an excellent career playing soccer at the collegiate level. For the Sartans, that was their 22nd win on the season, by the way. And the Sarton girls for years and years and years have just always been really, really solid. And in girls basketball, it has been really not only a really good rivalry, very competitive rivalry. And you remember Bill Romero, their former head coach, is one of the best head coaches in the state, as a matter of fact, and Phil Griego rather, and one of our favorite opposing coaches as well. But tonight, or this afternoon rather, the Sartans, for them, they were led by Marisol Valdez, 11 points. She had a couple of key makes there in the fourth quarter to help the Sartans hang on for the victory. Catalina Anaya had 9 points, 7 points for Reagan Morris, and 7 points for Alyssa Mays. So interestingly, one of the things in both of the games between the Toppers and the Sartans this season, Gene, Sartans had to be, or the Toppers rather, had to be very concerned about the big girls down low for St. Pius. And in both contests, for the most part, Los Alamos was able to contain the big girls, and they were not huge factors. Freeze, their biggest girl, had a couple of buckets in the second quarter, but beyond that, there wasn't it didn't get a whole lot going down low, where unfortunately the Sartans were able to capitalize on was with their point guard, Marisol Valdez. She had a couple of takes to the bucket. Only 3 for 12 from the field for Valdez, but had a couple of big makes and a couple of big free throws when they needed it. And Reagan Morris, she also had a couple of buckets that ended up being key in the end game. So another close ball game, but St. Pius takes it, outscoring Los Alamos 12-8 in that final quarter. Final score: St. Pius 40, the Toppers 36.
So anyway, so that'll do it. That brings the Topper basketball program, or the Topper basketball season, to an end. The boys were eliminated in the district tournament. They did not make the state tournament, and they made it to the finals of the district tournament. Lost to Taos by 4. So I thought they might at least get a bid, but they did not, and so the bid went to Milwaukee. And so anyway, it's been a fun season. We want to thank Carol Clark and the Los Alamos Daily Post for making all this possible. And without the help of the Daily Post, we wouldn't be able to bring you this ball game. And we certainly do thank Carol Clark for picking up picking things up and putting everything together, along with Nate Limback and John McHale, and of course Charlene McHale back sitting in her fancy studio. She's the one that pushes all the buttons for us. And so anyway, Mike, it was the fun season this year. The girls had a good season. It was fun to watch the girls. Unfortunately for Los Alamos, we've got 6 seniors, and so we're gonna graduate a bunch. On the other side, for the boys only had 1 senior, but the girls, they're gonna lose Michelle Macias, Mackenzie Chavez, Caitlin Velarde, Catherine Trujillo, Carly Holland, and Tara McDonald. So the only 3 coming back from the roster, or 4 coming back, are going to be Sophia Trujillo and Abby Martinez, Olivia Martinez, and Gigi Romero. That's the core for next year.
Yeah, and seniors, very solid core of seniors for Los Alamos, and they absolutely will be missed. But the good news for the program, they have a couple of really key cogs coming back. Gigi Romero, of course. Abby Martinez really turned things on about the midway point of the season. And Sophia, very, very solid ball handler as well. So Toppers will have some talent coming back, and see if they can get back to this position in a year's time. But solid seniors. It was the season overall really a lot of fun. Toppers, when they started going, when they got in their groove, were among the toughest teams in the state, and we had a feeling they might be able to make some noise here in the state tournament. So Toppers had some chances today, but get knocked out here in the quarterfinals. Fun season though, and we're already looking forward to next season.
Oh yeah, and the thing about the Toppers was the girls, they lost their first 4 games, and we were like, whoa. And then their season ended up 20-6 was the season, but the regular season they ended up was 19-6, I do believe, or 19-7 was the regular season, and so after they lost their first 4, they only lost 3 more. Period. So they just came on strong. But anyway, so for Mike and I, now it's going to be baseball and softball,
And that will be brought to you by the Daily Post, Los Alamos Daily Post. And we can't say thank Carroll Clark enough for making all this possible, because we thought we were dead in the water after we lost KRSN, but the Carroll Clark came through for us, and we really do appreciate it. And so Carol, is a really fantastic member of the community, and so we want to really thank Carol and all the crew, and of course all of our guys for everything. So it's been a fun season, Mike. We'll be back at some point with baseball and softball, but right now we're turned into spectators, and I'll be turned into a PA announcer. Anyway, that's it. So anyway, so for the crew, this is Gene Mortensen, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. Unfortunately, we did not win the ball game. That was a bummer, and so the Hilltoppers go down in the quarterfinals, and St. Pius advanced to go up against the number 2 seed, the Gallup High School Lady Bengals. So have a good week, everybody, and you can make it an even better week. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug your sweetheart, and the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And Sweetie Pie, well, we didn't do it, but anyway, I love you, honey. I sure do miss you, sweetie. Bye-bye, everybody.